Today's Wednesday, it's the 19th of March, it's 2025, and we're actually in Paguera, but it's a little bit of Paguera we've never been to, but it's actually quite beautiful. So just take a look. Really, really pretty. And we've just gone along a path that we've not tried before, but as you can see here, the path suddenly comes to an end and then looks as though it's just fallen away. So I think where there may have been steps at one point to have taken us a little bit further, we're not going any further. There is a little bit of a pebbly beach down there, but it's not for us. And so we're just going to make our way back. So the main bit of Paguera is just over that way, and that's where we're going to go. And it's a lovely sunny afternoon.
First time I've used my parasol for ages.
And the temperature's definitely gone up, so we're talking about 19-20 degrees today. It's actually warmer outside than it is in our house. This is actually part of a hotel resort up there, look. Like a children's park. And then this, what appears to be a public footpath, is very, very uneven. You need to watch where you're walking. There's a volleyball net down there and a little football net. Not sure whether we can get down there. Certainly if we go down to the bottom we can get round there. So I'm going to walk out of this area. Pigeons wandering around. This is the car park where we've actually parked.
There's the quite nice apartments there, don't
Happy Mag. When you park down here, you can actually walk to this beach. So Peguera has got 3 beaches really, 3 quite nice sandy beaches. Depending on the way the wind's blowing, sometimes you get surfers here. In the summer it's usually quite calm. But we had some really strange weather and lots of windy weather, so not sure what to expect on any of the beaches here. We get a lot of wind. If it's in the right direction, storms sometimes ring in, lots of seaweed. And we're very early into the season, but we've noticed in other places in Santa Ponta and Palma Nova, we're starting to get the sunbeds already out. So, signs of the season springing to life.
They were actually putting them out yesterday when I drove past it through in Palma Nova.
Yeah. This is the smaller of the 3 beaches. We've actually got people in swimming trunks and playing ball on the beach.
It is warm enough actually.
Yeah. And the parasol poles, some of them have been put out, getting ready. No beach bars. I think this one didn't even open last year actually. I'm not sure. And no lifeguards yet. And this is a no smoking beach.
When they're going to paint them green, Monroe?
In Cala Millor, they've painted the part of the promenade, they've part of the wall, painted the wall green because it's a no smoking area. But here we've just got these signs, which I don't know how clear that is to people walking by or actually on the beach, whether they realise that that means it's a smoke-free beach. I'm not sure what action is taken. So it's sort of pre-season still, and none of the services are available.
Look at these beautiful flowers here.
Pretty, aren't they?
Gorgeous. And here on the right.
They are really nice, aren't they? Lovely colours.
Really vibrant, aren't they?
Those.
Purple one in among them there as well.
And as we come round here, they've actually got a parasol up. And this will, they've got the decking out here. This is, they're going to put a building of some sort there.
I wish I'd left my gilet in the car, I bet you do.
Fine at the moment. It really, when you get in the sun and you're out of the breeze, it does feel lovely. And the waves, they're not too big, just gentle waves splashing against the shore. It does seem that the holiday season started a little bit earlier this year. We've got some mist over the hills as well. And as we drove in, going past Nova Magaluf, noticed the haze that there was there, so there was like a mist. This bit of the path's a bit uneven. There are some people in the sea over there. I think they may be surfers. I'm not sure there's enough waves for them to catch anything, but three of them. And we've got a few paddlers on this side. Still mountains of seaweed piled up, which is something we always get in the winter here. That will be cleared away. They'll get washed away. It's one of the bigger beaches we're coming to now, and that's got lots of parasols out, and the beds have been set out as well. They're piled up at the moment. taken your gilet off, have you? You're a bit overheating. And the hotel here is open. Looks like the ones at the front here have actually got a circular, I'm assuming it's a safe. Somewhere where you can just lock your valuables away if you go for a swim. This is the hotel. It's open and there's people sitting around outside by the pool.
Certainly couldn't have done this last week in Mallorca, could we?
No, we were in Mallorca last week and no, it's too cold and very, very windy. The wind, it's still a breeze here, but not so much. So I'm not using a separate microphone, so I hope it's not been affecting too much. This hotel is now called the Peguera Hotel. What was it before?
Beverly Hills Playa.
Beverly Playa. Beverly Playa, that's the... I think they had some like fencing to protect the sand. That's all been taken away that was here. Many of the bars were actually open during the winter time, so they're just...
I don't think these actually closed at all.
No, I think they were all open. It's obviously better for them now. A few more customers. Breeze is picking up a little bit now. Just seeing in our local press today, our Mallorca Daily Bulletin, just over the last couple of days had some really negative vibe about the headlines, and big splash on the internet this morning, which was letters, they invited letters of protest, I think, from the public, from UK people who'd normally be coming to Mallorca for their visit and ask them their opinions. Well, you're always going to get the real loudmouth protesters making those opinions, and so those were made headlines. And what happens is that those headlines get picked up by the Daily Mail, Daily Express, and Birmingham Live, and a few other provincial sort of papers, and they get twisted to be headline grabbing clickbait. And I agree, it is being based on a little bit of truth, but the exaggeration is enormous. The guys out there are not actually surfers but snorkelers. And I think they have wetsuits on, so they're probably fishing in there. bit more breezy. Oh, and there's a few more swimmers in there, a few more people going in the water. And the breeze is actually picking up now. It does feel kind of warm breeze. Aperol, sangria, hookah.
Those men are snorkeling, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. Actually got several swimmers now. Anita can't make her mind up whether she wants a gilet on or a gilet off.
Just a second ago.
So she was boiling hot a few seconds ago, and now she's freezing cold. She can't work it out. You want to go up and have a look at the other beach? Are you up to that? Or?
Yeah.
So with the tourists come the tourist shops, and these are now open. Get your Mbappe shirt. Towels for €5. Big ones are $9.95. We'll buy a little chair to sit on the beach. Parasols.
I bet that'll fit you. It's really light as well.
Yeah. So we go over the top here, we come down to the third of the beaches. A bit of a climb up. Don't usually see cars along here, but there's a couple of properties up here which obviously need access. So do you see the occasional car? You get to the top, and the only way then is down. Now we're out of the breeze, and it really feels hot again. And this bit does get quite steep, so there is a handrail. Come down now to the beach. And this one, whoa, has the tractor on it. It's got lots of parasols further down. It does look, if you walk along there, as though you can actually go around, but you can't. That's the end of it. We've got some adult machines here and a lovely promenade. So this is one of the machines that they use just to clean up the beach. So it will drive along and it'll just take up the top bit of sand and put it through like a sieve and remove all of the debris that's collected over the winter. And just looking in the distance, you can see a few people actually in the sea. We've got some wooden decking down there to help people get down a bit closer to the beach. That will all look a lot better when it's finished off, but you can see the work's actually started now.
That's what Magaluf used to be like.
Well, similar, I think so. Done a good job along here. Doesn't look as though this is open yet. Still got the plastic bags wrapped around various bits, but some of the sunbeds are out here. Yeah, maybe some parts of it are open. It's got some sunbeds out here, you see. And there is water running over the infinity pool. Just parts are not quite open yet. The hotel on the end is got a big crane there, and that's been there for as long as I can remember, actually. It's for a very long time. Parasols are out and they're just getting them all ready. They're not finished off yet, but they've got the parasol and the pole and the parasol, and the tables are ready to be erected, and then we've got some beach beds on the beach ready to be stacked. Well, they are stacked, ready to be placed in position. I don't think anyone who's here on holiday now can complain about the weather as it is this afternoon. It's very pleasant. I'm sure the bars are happy as well. There's getting a few people in now. It's just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's actually called Biwi, and it must be a franchise because you see them all over the place. I've seen them in Palma and Magaluf elsewhere.
need to stop and have a drink somewhere. Coffee.
Coffee, would you like, dear?
Would you?
I don't know. I'd be very tempted to have a beer. Or a shandy. So my confession is I did have a beer last night.
How many?
I only had one beer
And
and a small glass of wine. That was all with my dinner, which was at Maison Saint Calieu, and yeah, I quite enjoyed mine. I had a steak, which for me was quite nice. But, some of the friends I was with thought their steak was a bit tough, and another friend said his was just right. So yeah, you win some, you lose some. Steps here take you up to the main street, which is where the shops are. So it runs parallel with the promenade. So I'll walk back up. We'll walk back along there. Busy here.
Upsala.
It's called the Beach Club Restaurant. This one's got a menu for €14.90, all written in German, so I'm not going to be able to help you there what it is. But you can have tapas, 4 tapas, €8. That's quite good. I quite like that idea, and that would probably be a nice lunch for me.
the end.
I don't want to sit high up. Let's go there. Well, we've just made a pit stop as we've been walking along the beach here in Peguera.
And it was going to be coffee, but my husband persuaded me otherwise.
Did I? Oh, it wasn't a difficult persuasion, and well, I've got a little beer as well, so cheers everyone.
I like this glass as well, I need one of these.
You might have one. And tractors come back onto the beach, and you can see how it's working there. It's taking the sand, it goes up a conveyor belt which is actually acting as a sieve, and the clean sand falls through the sieve, and anything that's bigger than the holes in the sieve just gets collected in the bucket at the back, which can then be emptied into a skip. So it's just doing the top little bit, and then there's a little pressure pad at the back just to smooth out the sand when it's finished. And this will take off all just the loose debris that's on the surface. So great. Yeah, don't run over a tourist. I didn't video the bill that I received there, but just to say that it was €9 for the Aperol, which, well, I think it's still expensive, but there you go. But the beer was €4, which I think is actually quite expensive for a Cagna.
It's the location as well.
Yeah, it's a location. We're actually right on the beach, overlooking the sea, and you do pay that little bit extra for that. So Places where you can have cheaper beers and cheaper aperols, but you wouldn't be watching the waves lapping against the shore. Tractor's turning round now. Make his way along.
Usually because in the day or in the afternoon, do they?
It's actually going through wet sand there. Not sure how efficient it will be in the wet sand. Now he's moving onto the drier sand now. Tourists, you better get out of the way, he's coming for you. And they will come along at some point with another machine to remove some of this seaweed. There's mountains of this stuff in different places, here at the end in particular. Oh, good job we didn't come to this bar, it's closed.
This is the one we usually come to.
Want to go up that way?
Yeah. As long as I can have a look in the shop.
Leave the beach now and go into the town. There's a bit of a breeze up there. Quite big steps, those.
We sat there and had a pizza once.
Did we?
With Angela.
I think we did. Lots of places yet to be opened up. That'll all come. There's still lots of work going on as well. Man up there dangling from a bit of string while he's cementing the side of the staircase. I don't think it's right though, is it? coming up. It's about 5 to 4. And the thermometer across the road says 19 degrees. Could be true. Could be true. There is a breeze and it takes the edge off the temperature, but it's not as cold a breeze as it was. There's one that's in the shade. I wonder if that's going to tell us a temperature in a minute. I said 3 degrees, I don't think that's right. Maybe that one's not working very well. This is the 5-star Hotel Villa Mill.
Might have been this. It's Italian on the corner.
And the Hotel Villa Mill is open. So some bits of it are not open down at the bottom. So the hotel itself is open. And certainly a lot more places, lots more shops are open than the last time. It's been a month now since we've been for a walk through Paguera. But definitely see more places open.
Hola Petra. Gut? Alles gut, ja.
I don't think I've seen one shop yet that might sell parsnips. As we were leaving the beach, Anita said, well, buy some parsnips on the way back from the grocery. We haven't actually seen one shop that sells anything like groceries.
Spa we went past.
Did we go past the Spa? I missed that one. Actually, if we'd have been at the very other end of Paguera, there is a big supermarket there. The Mercadonald's gone, by the way, closed down, and I'm not sure. We haven't been there for over a month, so I don't know if anything's planning to take it over, make it into something else. Can't imagine it'll just be left for too long. But Mercadona decided that that was not the spot for them, and so they just closed it. Thank you. Indian restaurant, which we did go to probably a couple of years ago now. We had a really enjoyable meal there. So there's fun trikes that you can rent here. There's a couple of places you can rent them. Resurface the road down there. Yeah.
Shows how long distance you've been here.
It's just 4:05 now. 26 degrees by that thermometer. I think that's another exaggeration. That one's in the sun. It does show you what temperatures are like if you are in the sun. It just feels like 26 degrees if you're in the sun, and there's no wind. Spar supermarket across the road, but that too is closed. Just in the trees there's one of these jungle parks where you can go and climb in amongst the trees. This one's aimed at the younger children, so if you want a bigger one you need to go to Santa Ponsa. No, probably open around Easter time. I like the look of that hotel. Hotel Bahia. I think it's open now. But, oh, maybe it is. Oh yes it is, there are people on the balconies, but it's like a more old sort of traditional low-rise hotel. As opposed to the Vibra, which is a big high-rise. There's a lot of benches along here. I'm not sure how useful they are. That is incredibly low.
You sit on that, could you?
Next one along looks even lower, I think. And I'm sure at some point this was actually a path to walk along. It's not really a path to walk along anymore. And there are steps, probably the original steps that took you down to the beach. And we have these steps here. The thing that's missing, there's no access for pushchairs, wheelchairs, anybody with limited mobility. I think that's at this end something that really is lacking. The sun now really does feel powerful. Parasol up time, I think.
A gilet off as well. Big hotel, isn't it?
It is a big hotel. The hotel we stayed at in Cala Major, the Marins Playa, was actually a complex with lots of different buildings, including some that were not yet open. The one in front of us called Marins Playa Suites, part of the same complex, but that particular building wasn't open, and that one's adults only. So the part we stayed in was not adults only. There were children in there as well. But they did fortunately have a restaurant which was adults only, and that was nice. There was no youngsters running around, and we had a 4-night stay in there.
Really nice hotel.
I can't remember the exact figure, but it was about 350 euros for bed and breakfast, 4 nights. We did have 2 meals in the evening, which we paid for extra at 20 euros each.
And lunch.
And Anita had a lunch. And we had some drinks there as well, which we paid for extra. We had a couple of bottles of wine, some quite nice Mallorquin wine. I think they were about 22, whoops, there goes the parasol. 22 euros a bottle. Anyway, we paid an extra bill of 160 euros at the end, which included all of the drinks and meals that we'd had while we'd been staying at the hotel. But, for our 4 nights there, we had a lovely time at a bargain price. And certainly at this end of the season, we might not have had the weather. We were a bit unlucky in that respect. And at the other end of the season, the end of October, we always get these little bargain breaks. And so we'll be looking for one of those perhaps in October. And we've actually swam in the pools in October in the previous years. We swam in the sea in October, haven't we? In November here.
Be back in there now. Laura would be.
Laura would definitely be in there. There's quite a few people on the beach now. We're parked near to the other beach, so we've got to walk back over this rather uneven path, but it's quite pretty. I do like a rocky coastline, so you can see the waves hitting the rocks. As we come round, when the bulldozers going across the beach, cleaning it up. See a few people there. If we could go round further, there is Santa Ponsa. You can just see the hill above New Santa Ponsa. So Calvia actually kept their promise, and they said they were going to extend the year. Well, they have, and they've got beds out in March. So March to November, they've actually added at least a month, possibly 2 months, to what they're considering to be the season. And now all they need to do is encourage more hotels to open, more restaurants, more bars, more shops. And we could lengthen the season. And I'm sure a lot of people who come in June, maybe in July, it gets so hot then, they might appreciate it when it's like this. Maybe they don't want to lie around in the sun all day. Maybe they do want to go for a walk along the promenade. This year we've had a month of really unsettled weather, which is really unusual, but that's not normal. In fact, I think I read a quote in the paper to say that no one in living memory could remember so many days, 19 out of 20 days when it's rained. Having said that, Mallorca has been very dry over the past year or so, and desperately in need of rain. So it's actually been good for the soil, good for the reservoirs, good for the water reserves. And they've had a lot of rain on the mainland as well, which has filled reservoirs and hopefully for us filled aquifers that we get our water from. Well, we're going to make our way back to the car now. There's someone in the sea swimming away. Well done. Well, we're going to make our way back to the car, and hope you've enjoyed this video. So thanks very much for watching.
And really hot as well.
Look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye for now.